Topping today's news, new legislation to improve the ease of doing business. A landmark ruling by the International Court of Justice gets the thumbs up from the Prime Minister. The opposition member of Parliament, Adrian Gibson, concerns about the rise in citizenship applications and another contract signed for airport renovations, this time in the Exumas. Your Jcn Evening News. I'm Jerino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, the Davis administration signed a $17.9 million contract with Abaco Aggregate and Cement for the revitalization and expansion of the Black Point Airport in the Exumas. Here's Prime Minister Philip Davis at the contract signing ceremony held at his office today.
This morning we signed a contract with a Bahamian company, Abaco Aggregate and Cement, for the expansion and full remediation of the Black Point Airport. A new extended runway, fully compliant with International Civil Aviation Organization standards, will be constructed to accommodate national, regional, and international aircraft. The people of Black Point will also benefit from a new terminal facility built to accommodate 70+ passengers and outfitted with navigational aids to facilitate night flights. The full scope of works is expected to ramp up commercial airlift opportunities, streamline emergency airlift scenarios, and connect family, friends, and loved ones like never before.
A major development in this project will be the doubling of the size of the runway from 2,600 feet to 5,000 feet, allowing bigger aircraft capacity. This project will take an estimated 12 months and will allow job opportunities for Bahamians during the construction phase. Chester Cooper, the Minister of Tourism, Investment and Aviation, alerted residents, though, to the fact that during this process there will be some disruptions.
Prime Minister, we emphasized that family islands are essential to our national development, and it is through investments like this, therefore, that we ensure balanced, inclusive growth across our country. And to the residents of Black Point and the surrounding area, this project is for you, but like all major construction projects, it will cause some temporary disruptions. We ask for your patience and cooperation as we work towards long-term gain.
This airport is just one of many airports on the Family Islands that are expecting major upgrades as part of the government's Airport Renaissance project. On Wednesday, parliamentarians debated and passed the Segregated Accounts Companies Bill 2025, a bill Prime Minister Philip Davis said was crafted with direct input from stakeholders in the financial services sector, and a bill that will make doing business in the Bahamas easier for both foreign investors and local businesses. He explains how the new legislation will work.
The Segregated Accounts Companies, or Segregated Accounts Companies, are essentially companies which are broken into multiple accounts. Each one of these accounts has separate assets and liabilities. If you think of a wheel and you have a sprocket in the middle with all the springs coming off it, Crockett is the company, and they're able to have these separate individual lines go out. Some people liken it to the mothership that sends out the dinghies and then come back to the mothership. Each of them having, as I said, is separate assets and separate liabilities. It maintained a degree, the segregated accounts maintain a degree of independence from one another. So assets in one account remain protected from claims against other accounts. This allows for a more convenient, efficient, and cost-effective way to manage risk and meet investment, wealth management, and business needs without establishing separate entities.
The last amendment to the act was made in 2011. To make it even more clear how the new amendments will be applied by various types of companies, the Prime Minister shared the following examples.
For example, investment funds managing multiple strategies, insurance companies segregating different risk profiles, companies issuing securities in more than one class or series, or companies seeking to compartmentalize certain aspects of their business, all benefit from this arrangement.
The bill that is now on its way to the Senate was fully supported by the official opposition as well. On Wednesday, the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, issued a landmark advisory opinion affirming what the Bahamas and other vulnerable nations have long argued. Major polluting countries have a legal obligation to reduce their emissions and provide support for the damage they have caused. It is a ruling. The court recognized that, in the ruling rather, the court recognized that climate change is an urgent and life-threatening crisis driven by human activity. This declaration reinforces the legal responsibility of nations to protect the environment and the people who depend on it. Reacting to the ruling, Prime Minister Philip Davis said, "The decision confirms what the Bahamas has long advocated, that climate change threatens the most fundamental human rights of Bahamians, including the rights to life and personal security." He said the ruling is seismic and means that the Bahamas and other small island states have the legal backing to hold major polluters accountable for the harm inflicted on our people and our islands. While the ICJ's opinion is not legally binding, it does set a powerful precedent and establishes a solid legal foundation that small island states can use in future litigation and international negotiations to hold high-emitting countries accountable. And finally, in this segment, the Minister of Tourism, Investments, Aviation, Chester Cooper, was asked to address the International Monetary Fund's suggestion that the Bahamas may be overstating tourism spending figures. He stated that he would need to have a greater dialogue with the IMF about what they perceive, but that he is confident in the work that the ministry is doing.
I believe the IMF had some question or concern about the questionnaires being used. There is room for enhancing those questions. The beauty of the work we're doing is that it's an evolution. We are launching very shortly the digital immigration card. What this is going to do is to really process the landing of our guests real time, and on departure it's going to send them a survey. So this survey with new questions will cause there to be a more automated approach. It's an opportunity for enhancement, and we're not sitting on our hands. We're working.
Minister Cooper also shared that the IMF has applauded the growth of tourism and the growth of the country's economy, describing it as remarkable. And his ministry is happy that they have cited the work that they are doing. He said there is a need for more funding, but the government is satisfied with the tracking the activity of guests in an effort to seek areas where they can improve.
Yes. I will tell you, though, that the government embarked upon an exercise to assess economic benefit and economic value of private destination cruising. That examination was extensive. We visited all of the cruise ports all across the islands of Bahamas. We were able to find some leakages, and as a result of those leakages, we were able to put in place some adjustments in regulations during the last budget cycle. We will continue to review the activity of cruising across the Bahamas. We will continue to make adjustments where necessary, but we are really looking positively at improving economic benefit.
The Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.